What's up, party people? Welcome to more Heroes of the Storm on Khaldor TV, and today we're going into the first group stage of the FragBite Masters. Over the last few days we of course already had quite a few matches here because we ran the first and the second qualifier, and now we're going into the first group stage. And in Group A we have TeamLiquid, we have Fnatic, we have G2 Esports, and on top of all of that we also are going to see another team that is going to join the ranks. It is going to be, I have no fucking idea. Hello everybody, how are you guys doing today? We have more Heroes of the Storm here on Khaldor TV for you, and also more FragBite Masters. And after we had the first and the second qualifier already running, we're going today into the first group stage. We are down to the final 8, and now we are looking especially at TeamLiquid versus Fnatic. In the first group, Group A, we have TeamLiquid, Fnatic, Rocket, and G2 Esports, and the 4 teams are going to decide which 2 of them are going to advance to the final round, where we then have of course the semi-finals and the final in the final stage. But for now we're going to jump into TeamLiquid versus Fnatic, and both of these teams of course have changed their rosters after Prague. There was a huge swap, especially, well, both of them actually let 3 players go. So in this case we have TeamLiquid actually playing with a former Fnatic player, which is pretty fun as well, so Lowell is suddenly in there. And we have, of course, both of the teams with very high ambitions. I mean, they've been very successful in the past, TeamLiquid a bit more so than Fnatic, but right now with the new lineup and after Prague, after the European Finals for Blizzcon, they of course want to show that their new lineup is the strongest out there. And this is the first time that TeamLiquid is actually playing with this setup, whereas Fnatic has already played a couple of smaller tournaments here. So we're going to find out how strong TeamLiquid really is, and we have some fun combos as well. We are even seeing a Butcher together with a False Set in one of these games. It is a best of 3 series, of course. Also, once again, the note here that we have a bit of a different quality setting because the whole video set was recorded in Sweden. FragBite is running a completely different live stream setup than I do. So in this case, just if you are wondering why the video quality is a little bit different from what I usually upload, there's your answer. And after the FragBite is done, we're going to switch over to my own stuff once again. At this point though, very, very big shout out to the FragBite guys. It was awesome casting in Sweden. I'm looking forward to cast the next group, Group B, which is going to happen next week there as well. And of course, we're going to have quite some fun with these recordings too. So guys, thank you very much already for tuning in. I hope that you're going to enjoy the show. We're going to jump straight into game number 1 between TeamLiquid and Fnatic. Already starting things off, we have to the left side in our first best of 3 of the day, Fnatic, TeamLiquid actually, with Lowell playing here on Tyrael. We have Falstad played by Chris, Vortex on Zagara, Lucifron in this case up at the front line once again with Muradin, and Gerd Amherd is playing Charism. Starting to the other side of the map, up to the right, we have Shad as expected on Abathar. He's just absolutely amazing on this hero. Smaxy style on Brightwing. We see Sonya played by Quacknix, Breeze at the front line, of course, with Johanna. And then last but not least, Mene is playing the assassin, playing Jaina, riding in style, side saddle on the pick. And yeah, this is going to be a good one. First game, let's find out how strong TeamLiquid is with their new setup.
To start off with, straight away, we see Fnatic moving out to the middle of the map, trying to find someone, see if they can get a very early pick. And
we have a lot of hardware issues these days, don't we? Like, apparently a bit of a keyboard issue here for Shad. ASD, SDA. And he's like, all right, all good.
Yeah, he seems to be comfortable. But Fnatic moving out very aggressively to start off with. We actually saw Abathar following them up there to see if he could find anything going on. But decides to move back a bit in case TeamLiquid were thinking the same idea and move out into the middle of the map.
Yeah, and well, as you can also tell, we have, in terms of like the talents, I want to say pretty much what you would expect. I mean, we can talk a bit about Falstad going to Season Marksman. There have been so many different styles of Falstad over the last 2 days, where we've seen also a huge shift on builds that were more dedicated to mobility, where you try to emphasize the barrel roll talents and therefore your positioning within the team fights. But here it is Season Marksman for the auto attacks. We have also Smite taken on Tyrion level 1. On other maps, oftentimes Regeneration Master will be the predominant talent, but right now, as there are not as many Regeneration Globes to have on this map, we are seeing the Smite build for Tyrael here, for Lowell. So yeah, pretty good start here with the talents, and a lot of adjustments, of course, to the map.
Yeah, we also see Quacknix starting off with that Shot of Fury, so that he can use his Whirlwind a bit more efficiently here. And the roaming seems to have swapped around. It was Fnatic doing a lot more roaming at the start, but Liquid setting up a trap. They find Breeze, but it is Johanna, and he's going to be able to tank that up if they decide to try and turn around and maybe catch out Lucifron here.
Yeah, and whoa, he
mid-air.
goes down mid-air, trying to jump here. The important thing to remember here is really that, first of all, Fnatic is playing with an Abathur, which on this map is great as is, since Abathur with those toxic nests everywhere can give you a lot of vision, can also slow down the opponent and give you an opportunity to set up flanks. Another big advantage is that Shad is very, very good on this hero and has shown just a few days ago how strong he is, especially with that pushing power that Abathur sometimes can bring to the table. He adjusted his build already a bit according to the map. We've been talking about it. Didn't go into the first Locust talent, but Toxic Nests just reign supreme here on Battlefield of Eternity. But I could still see him going into the Locust builds later on in the game, because it's something that they have constantly been trying to use.
Yeah, the Mines early game into Locust build late game just puts so much pressure on the map. Your opponents have a huge amount of trouble moving. Lowell taking quite a bit of damage, but he is able to back up here. And this leaves Fnatic to defend their own Immortal for the time being. And they're beginning to try and put some pressure on the bottom Immortal, but Lucifron trying to shut that down, but he is a bit outnumbered here.
Yeah, Lucifron has to jump away. Quacknix, of course, with Sonya can put a lot of DPS on the Immortal, and so can Mene. Starting to move in. Abathur is still soaking a bit up at the top lane, or at least trying to. Level 4 drops faster for Fnatic, and they take focus attack here for Sonya. We have the Laws of Hope for Breeze on his Johanna, gives him even a bit more sustain than before, and Mene going from Conjurer's Pursuit straight into the Snowstorm.
Yeah, so a lot of extra AoE damage there to catch people out. The Falstad still going with that Flow Rider, as we're seeing in pretty much every Falstad taking nowadays, due to the incredible mobility and escape potential it does allow you.
Next to the Flow Rider, we also see that we have Amplified Healing for Tyrael. He doesn't really have the synergy between the level 1 talent, Regeneration Master, and Amplified Healing, but there's still, of course, that heal that we see from Charism that he can benefit from. And that is going to help him quite a lot here. So still a strong talent to take with the extra sustain. Immortal taken for Fnatic, and they move in at the bot lane. Up to the top, it's Falstad versus Abathur, trying to soak the experience. And if need be, Falstad has an easy time flying down to the bot lane to help them out here. But of course, that Immortal is easily going to be bursted down, since it is the first Immortal in the game, and therefore not as scary as the late game ones.
Point blank teleport from Brightwing there, giving the peekaboo to the rest of Fnatic so that they know how much pressure they can really put onto this lane. But they're just going to let the Immortal drop down and back away from this.
No real kills to set, except for that one that we saw against Muradin earlier. We have still both of the teams just like trying to go through the map, get a bit of experience, especially with Sonya now currently up to the top lane. Quacknix is already spinning here, whereas at the bot lane, Vortex is trying to not only put the creep tumors down, but also push the lane. It's of course very important for Fnatic to make sure that they detect as many of these creep tumors as they possibly can, and Peekaboo on level 4 for Brightwing is going to help a lot with that. You're trying to deny vision to TeamLiquid, which is absolutely crucial for these team fights that we see around the Immortals.
Yeah, like you said, it's going to be incredibly useful here. Breeze, once again, doing the classic Johanna thing of playing ridiculously far forward because he can survive it. And with that, able to grab the minions that gives his team level 10 quite a bit earlier.
Yeah, now we have the full mine build, the full Toxic Nest build on Abathur, so he can just spam these mines out all over the map. Has a global talent here, has also a position where he can now make sure that they slow down the opponent. Level 7 hits for Liquid. We have Ferocious Healing for Sonya with the extra sustain every 10 seconds. You get a 10% healing power, which is actually pretty cool. The camp taken. Stormball against Breeze. He has to move back. It's a 4 versus 3, and therefore Fnatic backs off and doesn't really force the issue.
Yeah, they're going to play a bit further back here. Falstad continue into that full auto attack build with that secret weapon talent at level 7, so a lot of auto attack damage there. And Brightwing, being in her ability that makes her so good for helping Sonya, it is that phase shield. So every time she teleports in, a huge shield going to be going down onto Sonya, and that teleport cooldown will be reduced by the level 1 talent Hypershift.
Vortex with Endless Creep on level 7, which is a very interesting talent here to take, considering that, of course, Brightwing is going to try and work against these creep tumors, but it really just shows how much TeamLiquid values the vision on the map. The fight is happening here at the Bruiser camp, but it has been taken by Fnatic. They're trying to get a kill on top of it too. Not able to do that, though. Smexy-style moves away, and Gert and Chris are already retreating since they realize they can't go any deeper here.
Yeah, Fnatic not willing to take any further risks, despite how risky that move was to begin with. Going to back up and make sure they don't get picked off here. Due to the fact they're a bit closer to level 10, so all they have to do is to just fight the Immortals, not fight Team Liquid and just wait out for those level 10s.
Yeah, I really find that level 7 talent interesting because it's really that emphasis on vision that we see on Team Liquid. You could have gone into battle momentum to put out more damage, and also, of course, the rapid incubation, which allows you more sustain on lane. But even though they have a lot of heroes against them that can reveal these creep tumors and take them out, Sonya, Abathur, Brightwing, there's a lot of stuff that you can do here, and it's pretty cool to see how important vision is for Team Liquid. It's really just a small talent, but it's so crucial to see how much it influences their playstyle on this map now, especially, of course, with the Zagara herself.
Falstad in this game has been spending a huge amount of time in that top lane, Chris, getting up those seasoned marksman stacks, and we are seeing Fnatic just grab their siege rank, their bruiser camp here, sorry, and they're going to move forward and try and just chase Liquid away from their immortal.
Fnatic has done a pretty decent job when it comes to their camps on the map. They've been taking both of those bruiser camps. They have been taken out, or at least the one to the left side. Liquid is slightly behind in experience, but they are doing quite well when it comes to the Immortal. All better than the last time, getting some damage in on the one of Fnatic. But Fnatic is starting to move in here. They are willing to fight at the left side where the Immortal of Team Liquid is positioned. And of course, those extra stuns could make all the difference here. The teams are trying to get level 10 first, but Fnatic, thanks to Abathur, is so far the team that hits more experience points.
Yeah, and they could hit level 10 before these Immortals go down, which will give them a huge advantage in the fight. Smexy teleporting in, giving that vision to his team with the peekaboo. There's not many creep tumors in range, so they're not going to be able to take any more of them down. Sonya just running out to the top lane to grab that healing fountain.
It's also a mana issue. A lot of the heroes on the side of Team Liquid are starting to run out of mana. Lowell moved back, went to the well so that he has some mana points left. Vortex finds himself in a similar situation. Level 10 should roughly drop at the same time for the two teams, but this match definitely has some grudge match character, since of course Lowell is a former Fnatic player. And we have everybody now moving in once again. Fnatic, they want the Immortal. They're going in already. It's the halftime show as the Immortals moving into the middle here. And level 10s drop for the two teams at roughly the same time.
Yeah, and we see fairly standard stuff. The Ring of Frost from the Jaina is notable. And the Divine Palm on the Karazim. And Breeze going onto that Karazim quite early. If you force him to pop his Divine Palm on himself, it really gives you potential for picking off those ranged assassins.
Brightwing jumping in the entire time, granting the vision with a peekaboo. Once again, Liquid is trying to isolate a target. They're going for the backliner, trying to, already blowing them away. Mighty Gust in this case didn't really do too much. Shat, on the other hand, has the copy on Jaina. It's getting bursted down immediately. Good job by Team Liquid, already making sure that that double Jaina is not going to be a problem. But look at the Immortal here. An easy pick for Fnatic. Great move by them. 56 hit points left. That's one more hit. Abathur actually places down a Toxic Nest, and that should do the trick. Very well done by Fnatic here. They lose Breeze on Johanna, but they get nearly a full shielded Immortal.
Yeah, Breeze went very ham on that Immortal at the end and had to rely on Abathur and Maynard to finish that off here. But like you said, with that Immortal, it puts a huge amount of pressure onto that top lane so they can spread out and just continue to soak up.
Yeah, Immortal's already in play, and Team Liquid is trying to burst it down. Johanna is back. Will make her way over here. You have Lucifron all in position. Shields are nearly gone. The Immortal will switch over into melee mode, which is exactly what we're seeing right now. Abathur did not switch lanes, by the way. He's still up at the top lane with his buddy. Could move down to the bot lane to soak even more experience. Fnatic moving in. They want the fort. Get with trouble. Divine Palms himself. The Maw is being used for potential disengage here. Team Liquid is starting to move in. The shields on Tyrael already happening. Lucifron is starting to get very low here. We have the copy on Abathur. They have a double Sonya that they run now. The 4 down, and the Immortal still at half health as Fnatic is trying to take down Lowell.
Shout on this Sonya is very low, moves in to get some damage onto Lowell, but he does drop down on that copy, so now can just be symbioting onto Quacknix or anyone who needs a quick escape here. But Fnatic not able to get too much other than the 4. They really wanted to get that kill on Lowell, but were unable to get the chase down.
Now we have level 12 versus level 11, close to 12 at this point. Fnatic is doing a pretty solid job pushing these lanes back, and the Immortal is definitely helping them. But Liquid has done a very solid job at staying alive. Yeah, they got a kill early on, and kills, it's actually just 1 versus 1. But an early level 13 could help Fnatic immensely here. Vortex already to the left side. He wants to go back into the fight as the Bruiser Camp is being fought over here. Mighty Gust being used by Chris. Good choice here. Another 35-second cooldown, but it looks like they are trying to move in to maybe take down Breeze once again.
Breeze getting focused down here. In comes Quacknix to buy some time. There's the teleport from Brightwing giving Breeze the shield. But their shield not doing too much. There's the clone onto Jaina. They want to try and pick Lucifron off on the retreat, or maybe Lowell here. Lowell trapped in this area here. There's the Divine Palm, but they're waiting it out here. Can they finish him off? No, Sanctification keeps LoL alive. And Shad on this copy is going to go down. And it looks like LoL may get away here. No, he's picked off right at the end by Quacknix.
Tyrael taken down by Sonya. Great effort, though, by TeamLiquid, trying to keep Tyrael alive in this case. Especially, of course, by Get jumping in again with the Divine Palm, trying to rescue him, then even the Sanctification. But Fnatic with the patience, and they move in and take him on. Level 13 talents have now hit, of course, for Fnatic. We see the Mystical Spear on level 13, the Burning Rage, extra damage on the heroes, and no Locust this time. With how the game is going into the spikes is just much more important right now, especially, of course, if you are going to try and keep Sonya alive.
Yeah, it gives you a lot more sustain on Sonya, or even on Johanna. Not that she needs a bit more, but it helps. Jaina going for Icy Veins here. She already has a mana talent, but Icy Veins also reduces your cooldowns, makes them recharge 3 times as fast. So he can spam out a lot of abilities, combine that with the Abathur copy, and you just get so much bonus damage from killed.
I don't even like Icy Veins as much for the mana aspect, more for the cooldown aspect, because at level 13, normally you already bridged a lot of the time where you're running out of mana easily. So in this case, especially with the Conjurer's Pursuit, of course, it's the cooldown that he's really worried about, and that allows him to burst even more, get even more burst damage in. Level 13 talents for both of the teams. Now Imposing Will is there, Relentless, and also the extra damage against the tanks for Falstad that he's going to try and use. Shad with the copy on Jaina. Once again, TeamLiquid had a chance to deny Jaina to Fnatic and decided not to. It was more important for them to get Muradin and Tyrael in the draft. And right now, they're starting to fall a tiny bit behind here. It's the Immortal again, though. That's the most important thing on the map right now.
Yeah, the Immortals, both of them at about half health, although the TeamLiquid one does have a bit more. Fnatic just going to try and get some kills there before they move in. They get LoL quite quickly. Breeze moving in to try and do some more damage to Gernher, but has to back away. Quacknick's going to replace him, though, at the front line. And Gernher dropping low. The nice Ring of Frost catching Sagara there, but a very nice Mighty Gust into more. Can they follow up on this?
Yeah, problem is that Gedam had really missed his Divine Palm on Tyrael. He was trying to get it, was not in range, though. Tyrael was forced to the top, and then later on, Ged was forced to use his heroic ability on himself, which was, by the way, not triggered. So a few problems here with the coordination on the side of TeamLiquid. Fnatic, on the other hand, with 3 kills against 1, really utilized Sonya to just push them back, zone them out, and focus the Immortal down in the meantime. Let's not forget about Abathur also. He's at the bot lane, still busy here, pushing the lanes back and also gathering more experience for the team. Great job by Fnatic so far. And TeamLiquid is struggling a bit, especially with Vortex being attacked by Quacknix once again. Brightwing jumps in to help out, but Chris with the Mighty Gust saves the day.
Chris with these Mighty Gusts has been on point all game so far, but Shad going back in, just zoning for this moment, while Fnatic protects their own Immortal. Down goes that copy, but they're not doing too damage to the TeamLiquid one very quickly at all, so we're seeing Sonya make her way back over to the Fnatic one to help protect it.
Yeah, of course, Chris is once again trying to move in here. LoL again attacked, is dropping his ult though. They go and they take down Sonya, and that's the chance that TeamLiquid has been waiting for. LoL moves back to the well, trying to get some hit points back. Lucifer, of course, already in Avatar form, waiting for an opportunity to go in again. Get here, dropping low. Chris barrel rolls away, but Divine Palm. Oh my god, Get goes down. He had the heroic ready just in time, but wasn't fast enough to use it here.
So now Fnatic just going to continue defending their own Immortal. They eventually need to find a way to kill the TeamLiquid one, but they have to play on the defensive right now because theirs is so much lower. LoL throwing in Eldarin's Might from long range, just trying to get some damage on that Immortal and to scout out the area.
Abathur, once again, the big story here. Shad with the extra soak of experience. These fights over the Immortals last so long that Abathur has an easy time getting extra experience for the team. He does an incredible job with that, and he brings Fnatic to the brink of level 16. Liquid had a chance when they killed Sonya. Oh, great Ring of Frost, and the double kill. Really well played here. Gerd was not with them, could not use the Divine Palm. That's kill number 5 and number 6 for Fnatic. 6-2 kills. They go for Gerd, but this is going to be another Immortal in favor of Fnatic and, of course, the level 16 talent.
That was a massive Ring of Frost, and a slight misclick on that Mighty Gust as well. Just proved devastating for Liquid. So now Fnatic, like I said, picking up the Immortal, finally finding their opportunity. Shad has been soaking the spot lane the entire time. He's got 12,000 XP, more than anyone else in the game, closest being Falstad with 10,000. And they're just trying to keep up all of this soak, but Fnatic are just creeping ever so slightly further and further ahead each time with just a couple more kills and some good Abathur soak.
Fnatic is more than a level ahead. They're actually, like, at this point, 2.5 levels ahead, basically. We have right now, again, another fort eliminated, and this is just a superb position for Fnatic to be in. They have now also, of course, on Brightwing, a slightly adjusted build since they went into Ice Block and also the Polymorph here, the Greater Polymorph on level 16 with the extra second. The real problem, of course, for them is that, well, actually at this point they don't really have a big problem. They have the damage that they need and there's just no momentum for TeamLiquid. It might look a little bit different once level 16 is hit and especially Muradin is having an easier time surviving here. Also with Falset in the late game they might have an issue, but as long as they push this fast, this early in the match, Liquid can't throw anything against them. They lose the first keep and the Immortal is even scratching the shield on the core.
Yeah, Northern exposure with double Sonjas here is just so much burst damage that they were able to deal even to that building as the vulnerables do work on the keeps there, and they were able to take that down so quickly. And now, thanks to the mobility of Brightwing, they're able to just come up here and grab this Khaldor camp with no issues at all.
TeamLiquid, they need a small miracle here. They have the keep already lost, the 16 talent, that's the chance that they have. They'll get a lot of important talents. Like level 16 for them is extremely strong. They will have the double Hunter Killer here on the side of Zagara, which is super important. They will also, of course, have that extra healing for the Circle of Life for Karazim. Holy Ground is going to be great for these team fights to just zone it a bit, and especially Muradin is going to head into that stone form so that he can stay alive a bit longer in these team fights. He's been put under a lot of pressure by Sonya and Jaina, so that gives them a lot of survivability on the front line and also that damage of the back line that they desperately need. That might be a chance for them to turn things around here.
Yeah, Liquid really do need to get a very good fight before level 20 is hit by Fnatic. They're just about to hit level 19. And the Immortals have not started spawning yet, so there's plenty of time for them to get that soak in. So Liquid need to gain any kind of advantage they can while they are still on even talents.
Falset is on 35 extra damage already with his Seasoned Marksman, which is actually pretty nice considering that we're playing on a 2-lane map here. So he's trying to do as much as he can. Chris in the late game is going to be a big concern, especially to Breeze, but also to Sonya. And once he hits level 20...
Oh my god!
Wow! Well, so much for that. That was one of the fastest Muradin kills that I've seen in a long, long time. Great play here. Jaina, of course, coming into play with her level 16 talent here now too. But that is exactly what Fnatic needed. And TeamLiquid, I mean, we've been talking about the late game for them. But if they lose a hero this early in the fight when the Immortal spawns on the map, then there is very little hope for them to come back into this match.
Yeah, that was a beautiful over-the-wall spear by Quacknix there, able to pick up that kill. And Fnatic, they're not going to have any contested at all. They're just able to grab the Immortal to halfway at minimum. But 8 seconds until Muradin is alive, so TeamLiquid, their last chance, basically, to move in and take a fight before that level 20. But because of that Abathur, Fnatic are just getting there so quickly.
Yeah, it's not only that, that Immortal, if they get the Immortal with full shields, then it's basically lights out here for TeamLiquid on map number 1. Already Fnatic taking position around the Immortal, trying to burst it down. Quacknix jumps in again for the zoning. We have Gedam here at rather low. Chris is going in. He knows that he needs to put in the damage now. He has 38 Seasoned Marksman stacks and he's trying to put them to some use. Quacknix still everywhere with his Sonya, trying to move them back. The problem for TeamLiquid is once that they focus on Fnatic's Immortal, Fnatic just rushes in and takes down their own. So that's a very, very tricky spot, especially since Fnatic is going to hit level 20 any second now.
Yeah, and that's what Fnatic were doing. They were trying to avoid a fight here, but it looks like they're going to take this fight because they're about to hit level 20. But Quacknix getting focused down so quickly here, and it looks like he will survive this at least longer than Lol, who gets taken down. Now Quacknix is picked off, and so is the clone there, so we're down at 2 Sonyas in this case. Breeze getting focused too, thanks to that Giant Killer from Chris here, and they're already indestructible just in time to save there, and the Brightwing Teleport gives him the extra shield, but Smexy has put himself in serious danger.
Not be enough, Smexy style, Get jumps in, Condemn being used, they have the 20 with a Hive Mind, Indestructible has also been procced, 20 versus 17, Zagara died as well, it's still a 4 versus 3 right now on the map. So, of course, everybody else is starting to come back again, but TeamLiquid, they have to fight here, and they know it, but it's not looking good at all, especially with Brightwing jumping in again for another shield that Mena now has. He can go deep. It looks like they're going to get a full shield Immortal, and that would basically mean the end for TeamLiquid in this first game.
Yeah, they're just poking it from range. The Ultimate Evolution just came off cooldown. There's the clone on to Jada. We immediately lose Karazim. Mighty Gust used from Chris just too late, and that is an Immortal going over to Fnatic. and is, like you said, pretty much a full shield immortal here, and that is going to be devastating to the top lane of Liquid.
The problem for TeamLiquid in this game was really that they really struggled getting the abilities when they needed them. There was just no time, oftentimes, to like... The burst damage that we have for Fnatic has to be negated by Sanctification, and quite often Tyrell didn't get the opportunity to really use that. The Greater Polymorph on Brightwing was always in play every single time that they were afraid of the Sanctification. Let's not also forget that we had the Divine Palms for Gad. He just didn't get those when he really needed to. He saved a few of the heroes, but oftentimes he was just a second too late, a little bit out of reach, could not apply the heroic ability. They lost the hero, or Brightwing jumped in and used the polymorph. And this is just those tiny things with the coordination that we're missing in this game for Team Liquid, whereas Fnatic just played an absolutely amazing game, and their coordination in the fights was just astonishing.
Team Liquid doing everything they can to try and survive, but the stun onto Lull before he could even teleport or Sanctification himself. He gets picked off. Quacknix moving forward, going to take down the towers, looking for Lucifer a bit there. There's the clone onto Sonya as well, which gives Fnatic either a chance to back out or to go in for more kills. They find Chris. There's the Mighty Gust, though. Very nice. The Maw used on just Jane there. But where's the follow-up damage? They can't really do much about it.
Yeah, the Immortal is on the core. Fnatic or Team Liquid really value Tyrael and Muradin highly during the draft, but they get taken apart by that strong aggression that we see for Fnatic with an Abathur Jaina. GG, Fnatic with a 1-0 in the best of 3 series here at the FragBite Masters on Battlefield of Eternity. Starting to the left side of the map, we have Team Liquid. Once again in this best of 3 series of the FragBite Masters. They're down 1 map. We have Lowell on the Butcher. We have Gadamherd on Uther. Vortex on Tassadar. Lucifron is playing Muradin for the team. And Chris again on Falstad. Starting to the right side, Fnatic with a great showing in game number 1. And now they have Breeze on ETC, Shat on Johanna, Quacknix on Sonya. The triple warrior setup here for them. Main in the backline for the damage, and Smaxy style on Tyrande, the only support for the team.
Yeah, so she's going to be focusing all of the, mostly on the healing. But of course can start off with the extra damage because she is Tyrande, the Ranger's mark. So can get that reduced cooldown on her Hunter Spark and get a lot of extra damage out of it.
Yeah, at this point, we already have a bit of a setup there. Keep in mind that Quacknix on Sonya was one of the most important factors of the success for Fnatic in the last game. It was actually extremely well played by him here. And for now, we have a lot of globe talents on level 1. It is the heal that we are seeing with the fresh meat victuals has been taken as the first talent on the Butcher. And this composition, of course, depends highly on the level 10 abilities. You want to use the Lamb of the Slaughter and then go straight into the Mighty Gust. And to be honest with you, like seeing the Butcher on the Goblin is just wrong.
Yeah, it definitely seems unusual to say the least in that. But the fact that the Butcher is running victuals here makes it shows that they are planning to run him as a lane hero as opposed to a roaming gank. We can see him staying in the bot lane, while Lucifron has been moving around the map looking for those pick kills.
This is going to be a super funny game. I mean, I love to see Na'Vi play. Look at this. This is just wrong on so many levels. I can't even express that.
Like, from the back, it just looks like he has tiny little legs.
It kind of does. Yeah, but this combo by Na'Vi was, of course, brilliant when it was played at Prague with Lamb to the Slaughter and also the Mighty Gust. And right now, I'm super excited to see it here. Fnatic decided to add another warrior to their setup once they saw what Team Liquid was drafting here. And for, up at the top, the kill against Tassadar. That was well done. Liquid losing a hero early on in the game. The rotation is happening though, and therefore they shouldn't lose out on too much experience. But still not the start that they were hoping for here. A lot of aggression from Fnatic with the stuns that they have in their setup. And well, let's be honest here, they have a lot of CC and crowd control skills in general that they can use.
Yeah, the ETC Tyrande combo, one of the oldest ones that you used to get with those 2 stun combos. I believe the earliest one I can remember would be the Arthas ETC combo. And then you added in Tyrande with stuff like Stitches, and it was terrifying. But now, though, Fnatic have control of this top shrine area, and Quacknix has been whirlwinding away here, collecting quite a few demons for his team.
We have the rotation happening from the bot lane where Muradin is making his way up to the top. Fnatic has taken a slight lead in experience. Nothing too fancy just yet, but here comes the move. Lowell already up at the front. ETC with a slide, not doing too much damage yet. Lucifron is now with them. In the mid lane, there was still Johanna picking up another lane, and now a lot of those minions are heading over towards the towers. But we have level 5 versus level 5, both teams on their level 4s, and even the Leeching Plasma now for Tassadar to help out the Butcher, who went into a banner, but the kill against Muradin. Fnatic again with all this aggression that they can bring to the table, rushing in and getting an early kill here against Team Liquid.
And Fnatic starting to pull ahead of it here, but there's one thing we have to point out talent-wise, which is going to be terrifying, and that is Butcher has his own heal, of course, with his Butcher's brand, but the leeching plasma from the Tassadar. How are you going to take down Butcher in that scenario with those two on him? He's going to be healing for, I think, 60% of his attack damage. No, 75% on Butcher's brand, 30% on leeching plasma. He's going to heal for 100% of his damage.
If he attacks.
If he attacks, if he's not stun locked.
Exactly. You can't attack if you're stunned. And that is what Fnatic is going to try and use here. Just like put those stuns on him. This is really when the Divine Shield is going to become an important part. If they can send Lowell in on the Butcher, first of all, Lamb to the slaughter, then him on a Divine Shield, and on top of all of this, the Mighty Gust, they should be able to get a few kills after level 10, but before that, it might be a problem for them. Smexy Style is pausing the game. Apparently, Quacknix had a bit of a freeze and de-siege shortly afterwards, but the early game definitely in favor of Fnatic. They have nearly a level lead. They will pick up that level 7 talent a bit faster. It's a 2-0 in kills that we're seeing for them right now. And Team Liquid needs to make sure they have to survive just a little bit longer, because for them it's really going to be about those heroic abilities. A lot of them have synergy. We've been talking about the Butcher and Falstad. Divine Shield is going to be so crucial, because all that Fnatic is going to do here is say, once the Butcher charges in, Fnatic is going to be like, all right, stun his ass and take him down, because we will not be able to kill him if he can auto-attack.
Yeah, but although they do have a way to deal with him when he does start auto-attacking, they are running Johannes. They do have that shield there for the blind, but it's only a small amount of time.
That's a Band-Aid.
That is the delay the murder until they can get all their stuns on him. That's the initial reaction you get second the Butcher charges in. Immediate blind, and then everyone groups up. And, well, every single hero on the side of Fnatic has some form of stun, so... But again, not going anywhere for a long time. But remember, Uther can pick Cleanse, so he can actually counter this in a small way. But you cleanse one, you get the Relentless after it for a very short amount of time, but that's still 5 heroes worth of stun.
Let's face it, Divine Shield.
Yeah, Divine Shield is the best way they're getting away with this.
That's why they picked the hero in the first place. They need that Divine Shield from Butcher.
Yeah.
You can, we can argue a lot about these talents, but if they don't have the Divine Shield from the Butcher, he's dead.
Yeah, pretty much. He's gonna get wiped
You can
out.
try that cleanse, you can go in and also put the leeching plasma, but Butcher is going to be the priority target for Fnatic, and if he charges in and Uther isn't ready, he is going to fall here. If, on the other hand, he has the Divine Shield...
Yeah, then that could be the most terrifying combo I've seen in a very long time.
Exactly. So that's currently what we expect here. And also, we have another protective shield. It's really just going to be one of those games where we have a one-trick pony style a bit for Team Liquid, and this is going to be the Butcher. If you want to run him in a composition, you really have to draft around him, and that is what they did, and they did it well. But early on, they will still struggle a bit. They need the heroics, and right now, they also need the level 7, which they just now got to be on even talents, at least with Fnatic.
Yeah, ETC still yet to choose his level 7 talent, though. There we go. Just going with keeping it rocking, getting that Relentless, basically. Tassadar, not even a chance. Dimensional Shift, and that's exactly what we fear might happen to the Butcher if he goes in there. That stun lock is horrifying.
It's not only that stun lock, that damage that we see there. I mean, Quacknix alone on his Sonya with the burst that he has, and then Smexy Style amplifying that even. Again, they're rushing in. Chris is there. They're trying to get a kill against Quacknix.
Oh, that gravity lapse, though.
Nice gravity lapse. The stun, Lucifer moves in. We have Kala's Embrace now, so at least Tassadar can for now start preloading those shields, which is going to be important. Uther has picked up the... his own talents, of course. He went there for the cleanse, which is going to help them a bit. And we have also the additional fresh meat stacks with 35 right now, and so for the damage as well. That's of course also going to be important. Like, the Butcher has to build up that damage, and so far he hasn't really died here yet, so that's going to be extremely important.
Yeah, he's already on max stacks with that fresh meat, and basically, for those who don't know, Butcher, the more fresh meat he has, the more damage his attacks do, and there's a talent later on which I expect Lowell to be picking, which increases the attack speed of the Butcher per fresh meat stack he has. So that is the main idea of this build: get as many stacks as you can, and then hit really hard and really fast, and you're going to be able to wipe out people very, very quickly. And with this talent, the Abattoir, it doesn't matter as much if you die, because you only lose half of your stacks instead of all of them.
Yeah, already another shrine is up. And we have Fnatic on point. Liquid is basically on the same experience level. Yeah, just a tiny bit behind. It's not going to matter too much. But again, it's not a fight on level 10 talents. And as we said before, these are going to be crucial for Team Liquid. Fnatic is, with their setup, a bit stronger without heroic abilities. And that is why Fnatic is currently on lanes. And they are not even going for the Immortal. Because, for the Punisher. Since they know perfectly well that without their heroic abilities, they do not want to fight.
Yeah, Liquid just delaying this out as long as they can. They have one hero in every lane, making sure they hit 10. But Fnatic grabbing the Immortal and also still being just in the lane with Johanna and just poking in and out of that mid lane. They actually hit level 10 at about the same time. So both teams, heroics are ready. There is that Lamb to the Slaughter and the Mighty Gust available.
Muradin! Oh my god, no! He actually dies! Oh god, that was unfortunate. I mean, I was just about to say that Team Liquid is probably pretty happy about the situation that they're in right now, since they are level 10 versus level 10. Yes, that Punisher is a bit of a nuisance, but considering that they finally have their 10s and this is where the game starts for them, they are happy to not be far behind. Fnatic, though, get another kill, and they are also trying to drop one of these forts, and it is Uther that dies next. Team Liquid, they cannot move in like this. They cannot do this. They are down a hero, they move with 2 up to the top, where they have some of the deadliest burst combos that we've seen in Heroes so far. And they lose another hero, find themselves again 4 versus 5. But they still stay up at the top and might run into the same problem again.
Lol, we see him getting stun locked here. So many stuns. There's the Phoenix for the damage. The shield is on him. And he does just get out of this. And that is the advantage of having a Tastar on your team. It can be so useful for keeping your team alive thanks to the incredibly low cooldown it has.
Chris is enjoying all the freedom at the bot lane that he's suddenly experiencing, and is having a happy day here, trying to take down a few of the towers, and puts them still in the experience range here, level 11 versus soon to be level 12. But yeah, Liquid has to be careful. They cannot have single heroes out on the map if they don't know where Fnatic is positioned. We saw how fast Fnatic with a Tyrande Sonya can burst down a single target, and they need to make sure that they are starting to fight 5 versus 5, since now they have the heroic abilities and they need to use the synergy between them.
Chris also at level 11 here, only with 18 stacks from Season Marksman. It is still a lovely bit of damage, but with the cloaked engage here from Fnatic, nice Mighty Gust there onto Breeze, pushing him away, and Divine Shield. Maybe a bit overkill with the Divine Shield, but it's still nice. And just quickly, our Observer will bring up the heroics again in a second, because they disappear when we pause.
Exactly. So unfortunately with the UI, once that there is a pause, you need to show the heroic abilities at the side again. It's still something that is being smoothed out, but still, as long as you know, it's fine. For now, though, we have the Shrine up, and with all those 2 heroics used, that's a big problem for Team Liquid, since they are both in cooldown, and that is a bit of an issue right now, so they can't really use that synergy that they were hoping for. And that is becoming a bit worrisome, especially since we have level 13 now for their opponents. They're trying to go for ETC. Lowell with a charge, but he moves back again. Sonya is in. Level 13 talents on the side of Fnatic, giving them a huge lead. Also, of course, with the extra heals for Tyrande. And they are moving in again. Fnatic going for the Punisher, and Liquid is just like really slowly creeping into the Shrine range now to get a few minions on their own. At the same time now, once again, we have Fnatic setting everything up. They went back to the well. Shat is back on full HP here, and they take the Punisher. Liquid can't really do too much there. And right now, let's find out how exactly they are going to try and play this. The Punisher is already starting to move in and is, of course, trying to drop that fort at the bot lane. Sonya even moving up to the top, where she can take not only the wave, but can also go straight for that Bruiser camp that we see at the top. Down here, on the other hand, we have the Divine Shield on the Butcher. He's trying to move in against Smexy style. Smexy's slowed. Muradin is jumping in out too, but he hits so much damage, and Smexy style is still on the run. Another Flame Strike. Luciflorn has to retreat, and so does Lowell.
Really solid force wall there by Tastar as well, to be sure, but a clutch blind there from Shad to protect his Tyrande there. Really nicely played by Fnatic.
Yeah, Fnatic, well, they are still losing ground here. They are nearly 2 levels behind, and that is another camp that Fnatic will steal away from them. Liquid is the one in trouble. Yeah, I think I said Fnatic just a second ago. Either way, we already see that Fnatic is nearly hitting level 15. And again, one of these traps, they go for the bird, and they take him down.
Chris, I thought he might have seen the camp and just tried to get in there, but Mighty Gust instead, he does get picked off there. And this is a really good time for Fnatic. They have time advantage. Lose the front. Avatar to get out. Get stunned on the tower. And Breeze for the intercept there. And that is another pickup by Fnatic. They have... they're about to get a talent advantage. And they are looking so good. They have those chain bombs as well. And they are terrifying at the moment.
Yeah, lesson learned so far. Don't give Quacknick Sonya. That's the only thing that I have to say to this. Like, he is on top of this hero. It's incredible. Like, every time he jumps in, there's a Tyrande with a stun, and Quacknick's just bursts these hero down. 16 versus 13. Fnatic is playing an incredible game here, and Liquid, they're just always on the run, always in a bad spot, always down a talent, always in a 4 versus 5, and it really shows they need to make something happen here, but they already lost the first keep in the game.
Oh, the stealth gank is prepared here for Fnatic. LOL and Vortex moving out here. Gurdenherd was actually being, if he hadn't been there for that, that could have been devastating, but everyone went down to the bot lane, so Fnatic didn't have anyone to kill, and I'm just going to move back here.
Yeah, Fnatic is now starting to take a few camps. I like that they rotate around here. Oh, just barely capturing that camp for a second. I thought they didn't get it. But yeah, Quacknick arrives a moment too late. Another shrine is active though. And that just means another potential Punisher for Fnatic. I really like the draft for Team Liquid. I like the idea behind it. I like the way that they were trying to play. The problem that I have really with the playstyle that we're seeing is that they always made slight mistakes. They brought them. They never had a chance to fight on even talents, even levels with their entire setup. They always lost a single hero, moved out again with another one, found themselves again in a 4 versus 5. Then they dropped a talent, engaged into a fight with the talent down.
Breeze.
And again, it's a potential snipe here against them at the start of the fight. Mighty Gust has been used without the Lamb of the Slaughter. They're never the ones to initiate the battle. They're always the ones reacting to what Fnatic does.
Yeah, Chris just using Mighty Gust more for disengage than for the pick, which is what their comp is built for. And the one time they were actually able to get the full combo out, everyone just went straight into a wall and they weren't able to separate out the person who they did get that Lamb to the Slaughter on. And Liquid just can't seem to get the full combo off it, and they're still an entire level and a half away from being on even talents.
I really think it's their biggest problem. They are always reacting here. They have found there's never a spot in the map where they could position themselves in the way they wanted. Maybe now with a Divine Shield and LOL on his Butcher, they can make a play happen, but they're down a talent, which is crucial. Already Muradin going in, and here comes finally Low with the Lamb to the Slaughter, trying to go for Smaxisa. They need to burst it down. They lose Uther, but they take Tyrande out. Chris with a bomb. The damage is there. Quacknick is following it up once more, but we have those stuns against LOL and the damage as well. Uther trying to keep him alive, but it looks like Lucifron will fall next. He's jumping away, but the gravity lapse reaches him regardless.
Good dimensional shift by Vortex here. He runs into Quacknick though and is in serious trouble. We're going to see him go down at the top, but we did actually see Lucifron escape. Chris was not so lucky, picked off by Shad there.
It's a triple kill overall here, and a very, very unfortunate scenario. It was a level 13 talent versus level 16 talent fight here, which is of course the most important part. We really need to highlight it again. But Team Liquid, they thought they are forced to fight here, even though they knew that they were at a disadvantage. But if they allow Punisher over Punisher to be taken by Fnatic, then they will lose this game slowly and steadily. Right now, they need the level 16 and then try to make a play, but it is so incredibly difficult at this point.
Punisher getting the stun down. Gurdenherd being a bit separated out, but the rest of Fnatic aren't here to really follow up on this. They find Lucifron though, but he does have... well, he is Muradin. He will be able to just escape from that. In this scenario, he did have Dwarf's Toss available just in case.
Fnatic is so scary right now. They are so scary with this. The Punisher jumps in again, and Fnatic, they're trying to move in to get their kills. Here comes Breeze at the front. Their stuns Uther down. He drops. Geralt Amherd is down, and they are taking keep number 2. Fnatic mercilessly is pushing their way into the base of Team Liquid. There's the level 16. Finally, guys, is going to change anything? I doubt it. Not with Fnatic already being so close to level 20.
And one very interesting thing to point out here is, yes, it has been used quite effectively, but it hasn't been the mosh pits by Breeze here haven't been the huge game changers because they've already been ahead. They've only needed to use them maybe on 1 or 2 people. Even though they're going to get interrupted, it still forces focus away from the damage dealers here. It's
just so absolutely incredibly difficult for Team Liquid to set a fight up. They lose Falstad again, and once more a 4 versus 5. But Liquid can't even fight, even though this is the only time when they have even talents. Now Fnatic has 20, and this is basically the story of the game.
Yeah,
every time it's either a numeric disadvantage or a talent disadvantage or a positional disadvantage. They never found a single fight where they could use their setup. Not once.
Yeah, their whole setup is about forcing the opponents into a numerical disadvantage where players are down, but they just haven't been able to get it off here, thanks to the positioning and rotations of Fnatic here. And with those level 20s, like you said, it's going to be so hard for Liquid to do anything for another 3 levels before they can even fight on a same talent here. But they're going in anyway. In comes LOL onto Breeze here. Breeze dives in, but he's being interrupted. Tries to bolt out, but he was still allowed to the slaughter. He's taking a lot of damage. There's the Mighty Gust, but Lamb had already expired and Quacknix was in the back line.
Quacknix attack, but still he survives and he moves in against Lucifron. Lucifron in cooldown on the leap. He gets dropped. And Tassadar just barely escaping. LOL already on the run, and in the back line, Get Ahead is so extremely low, trying to keep the rest of the team alive, but it's going to be difficult for him. Down goes Quacknix. Sonya is dead, but so is the Butcher, and Muradin is still on the death timer. 2 keeps have been annihilated, and the third one is being destroyed now as well. Team Liquid, they are still down 3 levels, and Fnatic with a fantastic performance here in Group A of the FragBite Masters.
Yeah, Fnatic only losing Quacknix for that entirety in exchange for Muradin and the Butcher here, and very, very nearly Tassadar and Uther as well, while Quacknix was just in the backline bullying Uther into submission.
Great play by Fnatic here, and it really showcases that they are, again,
Ooh,
just look how
gag.
scared Team Liquid is, and for good reason. The entire time, 14 kills against 2, again the Mighty Gust, and it just showcases that once more Team Liquid, they are the ones reacting the entire time, using heroic abilities to save heroes. One of the best examples was earlier when they were trying to save the Butcher by using not only the Divine Shield but also the Mighty Gust just before the temple appeared on the map, and they could once again not use their setup to coordinate a proper attack. Right now, we have another shrine up on the top, and it looks like Fnatic will aim for another boss, for another Punisher.
Lovely Bolt of the Storm there by Breeze to stop that charge from Lowell landing, and that could have been maybe what they used to try and get engaged. And because of that, we do see Lamb to the Slaughter completely down for Lowell here, so Liquid are down one of their main combo abilities.
Liquid finally has their setup here, but they're down in talent. Here comes Quacknix once again. They go for Lowell. Lowell is starting to get extremely low. Uses the Ruthless on charge, not getting anything done yet. Chris, on the other hand, is so low that he has to retreat. He can't even participate in the fight anymore. He's trying to, but he's just 1 hit away from dying. Lowell with a shield gets stunned again. Maynard jumps in aggressively with a Bolt of the Storm, trying to take them down. The Butcher dead, and they go for Tassadar. They drop him and also Uther. This is another big win. There's even the mosh pit right now. It's party time, and Lucifron is not going to survive it.
And that is everyone except Falstad taken down. There's the GG called by Liquid. And we're going to see Fnatic take the 2-0 victory in this series. And they will move on to the upper part of this bracket. Incredible play by them.
Great play here. Fantastic performance by Fnatic. They get the 2-0 victory, and Team Liquid finds themselves in the losers match.
Fnatic absolutely dominant in the series here. Team Liquid actually a bit disappointing. This was the first time that they played together in a tournament, and maybe nerves playing a bit of a role there. They of course didn't have like too much time to practice either, but the same is also true for Fnatic, and I have to say that Fnatic really impresses. I mean, we've seen them already in the qualifiers where they looked strong, but they didn't look as dominant and in this series right now. So against Team Liquid, they win it with a 2-0, and of course they advance now to the winners match of Group A, which we're also going to cast. But that was a pretty impressive performance that we saw. And I really liked some of the drafts that we saw for Team Liquid there. The first one, maybe not as much. They had a very high focus on Muradin and also Tyrael, and it didn't really work out for them. But in the second game, they had a very nice combo that was, of course, highly focused on the heroic abilities. But they never really got any good 5 versus 5 fights where they were not either down a talent or a couple of levels and in a really bad spot regarding the objective. So in this case right now, Fnatic showing them how it's done really, and this lineup looks extremely scary. Personally, I'm super curious to see what Fnatic can do in this group, and also, of course, what's going to happen with Team Liquid, because we're going to see them drop down into the losers match now, where they will face Rocket, and they have to make sure that they survive that next match, or they will be out of the tournament already, which would be a little bit of a disappointment and also a bit surprising, but we're going to find all of that out in the future. For now, we're done with the day. I hope that you enjoyed the show, the commentary, and also the games. And if you did, you know the drill. Give the video a thumbs up on YouTube. And also subscribe to Khaldor TV. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. It was a pleasure casting for you today. I hope you had some fun. And I'm going to see you next time with more Heroes of the Storm here on the YouTube channel. Bye-bye.